It's already 2 p.m. GMT, so let's start our webinar. Hello for friends that are here with us today. We are very happy to be here to talk a little bit about origin collaboration. My name is Ana Cláudia and I work at Sun Coffee here in Brazil as Relationship and Impact Coordinator. And I would like to thank each one of you that are here today, and especially our finalist friends, Adrian from San Miguel in Guatemala, Fabricio from Sun Coffee here in Brazil, Francisco from Exclusively Coffees in Costa Rica, and our moderator, Kenneth Lander from Thrive Farmers. Ken, it's a retired trial lawyer. He is also a coffee grower in Costa Rica and founder and chief sustainability officer of Thrive Farmers, and also a very special person and friend. And today he will join us as the moderator for our webinar. So I will pass the word to him and hope that you all enjoy this webinar. Ken.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Ana Claudia. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I'm actually ready now. I have a cup of coffee, so I feel good. I am Ken Lander. I'm first and foremost a coffee farmer here in Costa Rica. I'm blessed to be sitting on the farm right now in the mountains of Costa Rica near Monteverde, Costa Rica. And I was one of the founders of a company called Thrive Farmers, which is a farmer to market platform that takes farmers to market and allows them to participate in economies of scale in the United States and share in the blessings of the coffee supply chain beyond the farm. And so we are so excited to be here. And one of the reasons we're here today is because we're all family in Thrive. These three great gentlemen that are with me are all suppliers and partners of Thrive, but more importantly, they're dear friends and family to us. And I mean that in the strictest sense of the word. We're brothers. We spend a lot of time together. We do life together, but more importantly, we all share a common mission to lift up farmers and supply great coffee to great people too. So I'd love to take just a few minutes and ask each of you about yourselves, who you are, about your organization, and really would love to ask a little bit about what you guys are seeing as the biggest issues and the biggest opportunities you're trying to solve in your own countries, in your own organizations, and then we'll kind of get to the common roots part. So let's start with Adrian. Adrian, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Good morning, Ken, Fabricio, and Francisco, and everyone who's watching. Well, my name is Adrian Cabrera. I'm 25 years old. I'm the second oldest sibling of four. And I'm a guy that loves being with people. I hate being still, so I try to be active all the time. And as all of you, I'm very passionate about coffee. My family started in coffee 130 years ago as coffee producers in the Valley of Antigua. 30 plus years ago, we founded our exporting company. And about 10 years ago, we started the brand San Miguel Coffees. That's the brand that we have used to commercialize specialty coffee, selling directly to roasters for the last 10 years. And that's been my mission for the last 5 years that I've been with the company. It's the mission for that brand is to connect roasters to farmers, a fully transparent program, and I'm very glad to be a part of it. Thank you, Ken, for moderating for us.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here, and Adrian, it's always a pleasure to get down to Antigua and just be between the three volcanoes there. It's an amazing place. So, Don Fabricio in Brazil, tell us about yourself.
Hello, Ken, and our friends in this panel, Francisco and Adrian. I'm feeling very happy to be here because, as Ken said, we have points in common in our businesses, but also we have been building up a good friendship together in this common roots journey. And I feel very happy to be here. Thank you for all the attendees as well, because it's always great to have the opportunity to share a little bit of what we do and what are our thoughts about specialty coffee. Thank you for coming and attending to this webinar. I am Fabricio Andrade. I am married since 2011, 2 kids, and parents, high school teacher as mother, and my father is small coffee grower. And I was born in a coffee farm, and my parents-in-law the same. So it was a great coincidence. So luckily, there is no dispute while deciding what we are going to do during the weekends, only going to the farm and spending time there with parents and family. I am general manager of Sun Coffee since 2014, and it's been a great journey to work in this company, and I feel very grateful about that, to have this opportunity. And Sun Coffee is a platform, cooperative that 20 years ago joined together, purchased the warehouse, so the structure, set the procedures, hired a couple of staff to work. And the main purpose of this group back in 2000 was to consistently produce high quality coffees, to create an environment where the growers could exchange information and techniques toward sustainable and responsible farming. And mostly important, to bring back more value addition and recognition to these growers, so it would be bringing prosperity while doing coffee. And with considering this part of that, I believe is the most important one, to bring prosperity to the region and to the surrounding communities, I believe it's a key factor to have the direct relationships that we have, because without them, never anything that we do would be possible. Because with these direct relationships, we are able to understand better the market needs and to adapt ourselves in real time and to be a better fit to these clients. We are able to create and bring back more actively this value addition to our growers, and also recognition, because those growers, we are able to see the product, the outcome of our hard work being sold and being enjoyed by specialty people around the world. So that's in a nutshell, that's the Sun Coffee purpose and business model.
You know, it seems like yesterday that we met in Seattle in that rotunda. It was like, I don't know, 6 years ago. And your leadership at Sun Coffee has been incredible, Fabricio, and such a pleasure to have you here on the panel. So we have Guatemala, Brazil, and last but not least, Costa Rica. Don Francisco Mena, how about telling us a bit about yourself?
Bueno, buenos días, and thank you for the invitation to this panel. Buenos días, Don Adrian, Don Fabricio, and buenos días to all the spectators and people joining this morning. Yes, my name is Francisco Mena. I am 49 years old. I live in Costa Rica, and I've been serving in the coffee industry for 28 years, and learning every day about the beauty and how coffee can and it is really a product, an agricultural product that impacts, and how we can make that happen through serving coffee families and serving coffee roasters worldwide. for me, it's also nice to be part of Common Roots, which is this initiative that was created in a way that we have been working and exchanging visits together in these past 2-3 years. I am part of a team that is, and I collaborate with a team that is very inspired and is grateful to be part of this specialty coffee industry. And our team works with diligence, works with passion, and works with dedication in educating coffee families, coffee producers, and in establishing consistent quality at our cupping lab, at the farm level, and positioning those coffees in a consistent quality in the world market. Therefore, knitting and developing long-term relationships is a key factor in our company, and we are very thankful. That's what I can say, Ken. We're thankful for that opportunity to serve in the coffee industry and to impact so many coffee families, both in origin countries here in Costa Rica and also abroad, coffee families in the roasting community, coffee families in the importing community, coffee families in the consuming community that at the end are the ones who recognize the added value, the quality, and that transparent relationship with origin, in this case with Costa Rica. Our purpose every day and every morning is when we wake up to come to the office, to come to the fields, to come to the mills, and through education improve quality, and through education have understanding of what the market wants, and through education have understanding that is long-term process. When we're here sitting down, it's many years of work, many years of dedicated passion, years of sacrifice, years of continuous learning, and years where we have been able to develop those relationships worldwide. So it's really a privilege and an honor to be here, Don Ken, beside this gentleman and beside you.
Thanks, brother. For me, Thrive started with the idea of taking farmers to market as partners and empowering farmers. So when Thrive started, we went out and we started looking for people at Origin that had the same love and the same heart. And as a result of that, the four of us that represent a lot of different people and a lot of different teams and wonderful families, we found that there were people out there that had the same mission in coffee that we did. And as a result of that, we began to see connection points. And so, and dare I say, common roots between us all. And those roots really began in the heart. They began in a place that had nothing to do with coffee. They had to do with a common root and a common goal, which was to lift people up at Origin and serve them well on the demand side. And so, Adrian, I thought maybe it would be good for us to just kind of explore what Common Fruits is a little bit first, and maybe you could give us the background on how it started.
Yes, sir. Well, like you were saying, Thrive Farmers is what united us at first. So we didn't know Francisco, we didn't know Fabricio. Up until we started doing business with Thrive Farmers, we started hearing about these other companies. And I think being curious people, we started reaching out saying, hey, can I visit you in Costa Rica? Can I visit you in Brazil? And that's what I love about this relationship. I would call it a genuine collaboration. It's something that started with open hearts, with no interest at hand. We just opened our homes, our businesses for these other companies to visit. Specifically, in my case, I can talk about Francisco opening his company for 3-4 years for me. I would go to exclusive coffees and cup and help at whatever I could for about a month. And that was well before we started talking about a collaboration. So we started exchanging these visits, Ken, exchanging knowledge, exchanging technology, exchanging our vision of how we should see the coffee business. And what we found was that our companies aligned in values, in vision. Our purpose at San Miguel is to serve and value producers so that we might prosper together through a genuine and lasting relationship. That's our corporate purpose. But then you start going to Costa Rica and you start going to Brazil, and you're seeing it. It's alive. You can feel it. It's right there. So when we started seeing that, we sat down at a table in Costa Rica with Fabricio and Francisco, and we said to each other, "Hey, we need to start working together in a more formal way." And after that, everything started working out. I remember being with you, Ken and Francisco, at a George Howell coffee shop in Boston, just brainstorming about what name to give to this collaboration. So that's what we've done. We started promoting more origin visits amongst ourselves. And also last year, we did our first booth in Berlin, which was a great success. So we're happy about it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what were some of the issues or some of the ideas that were bounced around why there should be collaboration at origin between producer groups? I mean, obviously in a country it works to collaborate, but why is it good to have 3 countries collaborating together to serve a customer? Fabricio, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, of course, Don Ken. I believe these 3 companies that we work with, they have been bringing the growers further in the supply chain, so they can have access to the marketplace. And like I said, by empowering them and giving them the conditions, the means to achieve this goal, which is to add value to their products and to be more sustainable. And to do so as platforms and service providers, we need to address many topics while in structure, services, people, so we can have everything running smoothly, like processing methods at the sustainability topics, farming techniques, QC lab procedures and calibration, warehousing, wet and dry milling, logistics, risk management, marketing, sales. And there are many points along the way where we need to be continuously improving our businesses, the service that we provide. And having this collaboration across beyond Brazil perspective, it's highly helpful because we are able to improve and to get better quicker than we would be able to do having as benchmarks only what we do and other companies do in Brazil and in our specific countries. So I believe we need to be always collaborating beyond the borders of Brazil and worldwide, so we can improve faster, quicker, and we are always a better fit to our growers as well as to our clients.
Well, why don't you just explore a bit? Because I know one of the things that's been really interesting to see is how Brazil, with a massive volume that you guys have, has been able to leverage things that are happening at a smaller level, but a very, very interesting micro mill level in Costa Rica. Can you give the panel here and everybody who's listening a bit of how that dynamic worked and how it's helping you market?
Ken, yeah, there is, of course, Brazil is the largest coffee producer in the world, but there is statistics from the government that We have approximately 500,000 growers in Brazil, and 80% of them can, by our logic, they are considered to be small coffee growers because they have less than 20 hectares of coffee. But of course, it's different in Costa Rica and Guatemala. But the reasoning behind it is that one single family can take care farming and only hiring people from outside of their family to do the harvest. So that's why they are considered to be small coffee growers. And up to now, for these growers, and even to the medium-sized ones, like 100 hectares here in Brazil, it's, I would say, almost impossible to have this direct access to the market, because it's not only having the exposure in social media, it's not only having the connection with the growers attending to coffee shows. You need to take care, as I said, of many points along the way to have your coffee is consistently reaching with hassle-free and with a good service, with efficiency, the specialty coffee buyers. So that's where I believe Sun Coffee, and also exclusive in San Miguel, it's a good fit to this goal of these growers having access to the market, because they are good at, actually they are great at and passionate about producing high quality coffees. And the service that I believe we add to them and the value that we add, the solutions, is to take care of all of these that they would not be able to do alone, like logistics, finance, risk management, sales, and so on. That's why I believe we are able to help them out mostly.
And Francisco, it seems to be, well, one of the things of the founding is that your exclusive coffees is just a beautiful example of what Fabricio is talking about, and what you guys have done and as a team and lifting up farmers in Costa Rica has been amazing. Maybe you could speak into a bit around the idea of this idea of transmitting relationship and transparency to the end user in the United States, and how exclusive has kind of exchanged its way of doing things with the partners in Common Roots. And also touch on consistency a bit, will you? Because I think that's a really big theme here as well. As you begin to serve larger clients in the United States, having a consistent supply chain is really, really important, but that has to be driven by relationship. So maybe you, because that really seems to be a common root here.
Yeah, the exchanges we've made, I think the initial exchanges, like the first steps we've made together of having Fabricio and Adrian come here. By the way, Adrian, you didn't mention that in those sessions of roasting in the lab, you skipped lunch more than once. And I remember Jose Javier and why say, Francisco, Adrian hasn't had lunch. He's still roasting there. I said, well, fasting is part of the sacrifice for passion. But anyway, and that was a very, very nice exchange with Adrian and also with Fabricio. I think that this exchange can, each country has its strengths, each country has its opportunities, each country has its limitations. And when we come together and exchange education on those limitations and strengths, it's where we improve the learning of what Brazil is doing, of what Guatemala is doing, and we can share of what we are doing. And of course, Brazil being the biggest producer and also the master of processing, the master of logistics, the master of varietals and of research, of investigation, it has been also for us a big learning chapter to see what the big brother is doing, and as a small brother, try to adapt our limitations that are their strengths into our operations. And I think that Fabricio is doing the same thing with Guatemala and Costa Rica, and that Adrian is also, it's that synergy of recognizing what these two brothers have in their countries, and how we can bring that to Costa Rica and grow together for the long term. With regards to transparency to the market, traceability to the market, that's what the new generation of roasters and consumers are being requesting now for many years. I think it's been in the last 15, 20 years, the third wave brought this new relationships, this new model of introducing coffees with the identity of the producer and his family. And I think that that identity is what gives purpose to what we do in Common Roots. I think that identity is very clear in Sun Coffee and his producers, is very clear in San Miguel and their producers, is very clear and exclusive in our producers. To be able to give face to the coffees in the markets, to be able to bring the face of the producer to the markets, it's what the consumer is asking for, and the roaster is also requesting. We can bring that face can to the producer, but behind that, there must be consistent quality. It's not only about the idea of traceability, but behind that traceability and transparency, the action of consistent quality has to support that long-term knitting I was talking about in the beginning, that long-term relationship model I was talking back in the beginning. And consistent quality is a learning process. It's a never-ending process where we need to educate ourselves on, and Fabricio was saying it, on agricultural model in a consistent basis, on milling model in the consistent basis, on quality control model in the consistent basis. Every protocol has to be met in the consistent basis. And when you come to harvest, all of us, producers and us that are the chain, that are part of that path, of that journey to the international markets, we are waiting in like an insistent way for the crop to come out and cup it and seek for that consistency. Because what we want to see is the results of the years on the table. And after harvest, that's what you want to see, that there's consistency and that your heart is happy, full of joy, that the work done previously is as a result in the cupping table. The cupping table at the end is the signature, I think, of any relationship. And I think that in the cupping table with producers, sharing with them and with buyers as well as what we do in exclusive, that brings knowledge, that brings teaching moments, that brings bonding, that brings construction, that brings. So I think that consistent quality is also, and Don Fabricio has explained us that very much, that understanding of the topographic and climatic conditions of our farms. We cannot work against the climate. We need to work with the climate. We need to work with the weather. We were the ones who wiped out the forest and planted coffee. So we in fact are the ones who changed nature, their living. So we need to understand the nature, understand our climate, our soil, and based on that, then we need to come with sustainable practices with understanding that herbicides and heavy chemicals will at the end gonna slap us back. You know, and all this at same copy paste at the milling level, copy paste at the copy, and that's where you start establishing that long-term consistent habits. And we've turned long-term consistent habits, it become a culture. And when you have consistent culture is when you start seeing that market responding in a positive way, which in this just a little phrase here, in this pandemic situation, that long-term consistent culture during this year, we saw the results on all of our family of buyers in the world continuing with the buys, cutting a little volume here, cutting a little volume there, but at the end, they responded back to that consistency, and we are thankful. We're thankful. Our heart is joyful for that support, and I think that Common Roots is part of that. I think that Common Roots has that spirit, and Common Roots has that essence of consistency, and I think that is very clear in all of us, and we love it. I think that Fabricio, Adrian, the organizations, we love to walk on a consistent quality basis. Yes, I don't know.
That's a great word, and really that kind of fleshes out what Common Roots is. I mean, at the end of the day, as working on, I work on the supply side and the demand side, obviously farming coffee, and I'm one of the farmers in a group of farmers that Exclusive serves. And so I get it firsthand when Francisco comes to our cooperative and speaks words of life over the cooperative and speaks words of encouragement, and then I'm also the recipient of the new varietals that are coming out of Brazil that Exclusive's working with, and just the idea that there's this collaboration across the world of coffee can impact a farmer who has 6 hectares of coffee on a mountain in Costa Rica is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. And so the beautiful thing I see about this, that literally it is a common root. We are here to serve the farmer, but let's talk about the benefits a little bit to all the stakeholders in the supply chain. I know as now on the demand side for Thrive, it's amazing to have our key partners in different countries actually as one family, because we all understand that when a new customer comes along and we need to serve that customer, we can bring our team together that you see on the screen right here and serve them well from the ground up, from the plant up. And that is a powerful thing. Maybe you could speak a little bit to that, Adrian, what you've seen in terms of being able to serve clients on the demand side, and how working together with other countries allows you guys to serve the client better.
Yes, Ken. I think before Common Roots, we were fighting a battle on our own. We were marketing ourselves as San Miguel. We were doing all this effort on our own. And right now with Common Roots, we're trying to create this one-stop shop where San Miguel clients, if they don't know anyone in Brazil, if they don't know anyone in Costa Rica, we can tell them, we can suggest them to visit them, knowing the value that these companies are going to serve them with. So in that way, there's a benefit for the roaster that we can open this wide variety of offerings from other origins to them. I think there's benefit for growers and there's benefit for roasters. The benefits for the growers is what San Miguel learns from Exclusive and from San Coffee. We come back to Guatemala and we are intentional about sharing that knowledge, that new knowledge, with our network of producers. We can send them via email. We can invite them to our operation. We can invite them to cup these new varietals, et cetera. That if we didn't do that, Ken, many of these growers would never have access to this new information. And by the time that they have access, it's probably gonna be too late. So that's on the grower side. And then with that new information, the grower is going to produce better quality. And that's where the roaster benefits the most. We're going to be innovating. We're going to be the first ones to market with many coffees, etc. So if I may speak about some tangible results that we've seen, I would first share an example on microlots. I think San Miguel, and we have shared it with the group, San Miguel is a company that focuses on high scoring full container loads. It can be blenders or single origins. But on the micro lot special processes, we were not up to date. So we started traveling to Costa Rica, and I remember being amazed of cupping table after table of these high scoring coffees. I didn't think it was possible. So Francisco shared a lot of information about how he was processing different processing methods. But we decided this year to start doing anaerobics, and we did so early in the year. And with the information that Francisco gave us, we practiced it ourselves and also shared with other producers. And the result was selling those microlots at high prices all around the world. So what I love about this project is that it's not an idea. We've seen the results, and also our cupping dynamic changed once we visited Costa Rica. Like Francisco was saying, they focus a lot on the cupping experience, and that was something that we put attention to, but not as we should, I would say. Then we visit Brazil, a lot of technology that we had never seen, a group of professionals like no other, just an amazing team that they have there, and things that we can come back to Guatemala, apply, and see the results in a month, in 6 months, in 1 year. And that's what we love at San Miguel about this collaboration.
That's awesome. And it's so true. And I'd love maybe now, I mean, it's like, you know, when the water rises in the harbor, all the boats rise. And so, and for growers, you know, Fabricio, if maybe you could talk about the grower side. Adrian talked about the demand side and be able to serve the customers there, but the grower side, and specifically your Beyond Borders program, and what's going on with that, and how larger scale farmers and collaborations within Common Roots has helped lift up smaller producers in Brazil as well, because was one of the reasons why we reached out to you guys in the first place.
Yep. It comes there are many, as I said before, there are many small coffee growers with passion and deeply rooted into the ground and doing that for many years and relying on coffee for their livelihood and to provide to its family members. And this program, like ourselves with the Beyond the Borders, and that we invite small coffee growers that are not Sun Coffee members to join and provide opportunities, the infrastructure that we have under the same scheme we do to our own growers. And it includes the learning process and exchange of techniques that we take advantage of. These common roots is a key aspect of that. It's and nowadays we are working with 150 plus families, and it's amazing to see, for example, a young son of a small coffee grower, like you met Eunice in Santo Antônio do Amparo. She's a widow woman, and her son went to the university to go after his future because he didn't expect anything good about being a coffee farmer at that time. So once Eunice joined the program and started to sell her coffee at better price and being recognized by the work she was doing, he felt attracted back to the farm, and he finished the undergrads in, I forgot the field, I believe it's IT, and now is helping her at the farm and have many dreams ahead of him. So that's in the end, one of the most concrete and amazing outcome of this process, that we are no longer a coffee trader that try to purchase at as lower as possible and to sell it as a higher profit. We are only service providers, and the growers, they know how much we are the key point, the turning a point in our opinion. And it's been powerful because when we started the Beyond the Borders in 2012, there was only less than 10 growers that decided to join. Oh, specialty coffee is too complicated. It's only a niche market, something for rich farmers that don't depend on coffee for their living and blah, blah, blah. And okay, let's work with these 10 growers. And we were able to export directly to US only 200 bags of these guys. And they were organized still they are in an association of small coffee growers called AFASA. And fast forward to 2019, last year we exported from this same community 3,000 bags. So it's 40% of their total production. And it's amazing to see this project growing and the outcomes, the concrete ones, as I gave an example, to come to the realization through not only ourselves, we are service providers, everyone is collaborating its own step in the supply chain. And the growers have been working hard as well. So it's a collaboration within Brazilian supply chain. And I believe we can enhance that with the common roots because we can learn more quickly how to improve ourselves here.
And thank you, Fabricio. And I've been there. I mean, it is amazing, from 200 to 20,000 bags for these farmers. And it is a game changer for them. And really at the end of the day, the market access piece helps the demand side, customers like Thrive Farmers, because we want, and our mission is to bring a thriving world to these producers. And so to be able to connect in with like minds in one group of people and provide that, but at the same time lift up growers is a powerful thing. I mean, I think about, Francisco, I'll give you the last word on this, but I can think about your last visit last week to our co-op and the impact that Exclusive has had on our little co-op of 200 farmers that was on its way out. Literally, it was on its way out. But because of the ability to bring our co-op into the family of Exclusive and bring it into this larger marketplace and take it to market in a different way, we have producers that are planting baby plants all over the place right now. And it's because of that sustainable outlook, that idea of giving a farmer a higher predictable and stable income over time. And I'd love for you to kind of speak into that, because at the end of the day, this is all about the heart of why we're here, right? So maybe you could explain a little bit more about that and how this market access is the key for both the demand side and the supply side.
Yeah, yes, I think and I believe that it's our purpose and our mission. I think it's our purpose and our mission to serve and to develop, to create a better living to others. I think it's something that we are meant and we are given to do. We are assigned to do, and in that sense, when we have that in our heart, and you walk like that, and you think like that, and you breathe like that, anything you do is gonna be towards that purpose and mission. Yes, Copel 2, of course, the co-op in the region, and I mean, and we are thankful and we are also joyful that we were able to be part of that event, that a co-op that was about to turn off the light, it turned on the light again, and we must see it as the way we see it is, it's a mission, it's our purpose to impact, to walk this way and to create opportunities. And the more the international market, the more the consumers and the buyers see and experience during their visits to Origin, during our shows, visit to our shows, the more you cultivate and nurture this practice, this mission, the more you're going to be having market. The more people that think the same way will come and say, I want to be part of this. I want to impact. I want to really comply and accomplish my mission and my purpose. I could be a roaster, I could be an importer, I am an end consumer, but there's lots of people out there that really want to do this, to leave a legacy, to have purpose. At the end is to find meaning to what we do every day, Ken. And yes, consistent quality, consistent agronomical practices, consistent milling practices, but all that is like that consistent purpose, that consistent meaning of why we are serving in coffee. Why is Adrian serving in Guatemala? Why is Fabricio serving in Brazil? Why are we serving in Costa Rica? And we're thankful, and all we meditate is for this to continue post pandemia, for this to come back from the post pandemia and be even better, be even more constructive, and in Common Roots we're giving these first steps, and I think that as brothers, exchanging the visits have given us many lessons, and these lessons is teaching that adds nutrition, that adds fertilizer to our common roots, that's what's going on. And I think that and that's our mission, Ken. That I don't know if I answered your question.
Oh, you did. And actually what I'd like to do now is, if anybody's got any questions, please write them in the Q&A section, and we're going to try to get to questions. And while you're thinking of questions, and please bring the questions, we're going to do around the table real quick, because I really want to just check in. Sorry, that's the farm dog. That's the farm dog. So it's the real deal now. You're actually at the farm. But the idea of what's going on in each country right now, especially with regard to this pandemic and that. But I do want to say one thing. I remember sitting in Boston at the Specialty Coffee Association at an Italian restaurant in North Boston. And we're all sitting around the table. There's like 15 of us, all of our teams. And we're just, having a blast. And obviously this restaurant has seen groups before. But he asked, you're speaking 3 different languages, but you look like family, the waiter said. And I said, because we are family. This is our reunion. We get together, we see each other once in a while, but for us, this is who we are. And a 4-hour dinner of just sitting around and talking and laughing and being together and sharing that heart is, it's very attractive in the world of coffee. This idea that people say, I want that. That's what I want in coffee. That's what I want to be. That's what I want my company to be. That's what I want my customer to see in the world. And so, that's just really, really special to me, because I see that, and I see that's where it's going, Francisco. With that, let's go around the table real quick. Adrian, what's going on with the pandemic and the crop situation? And just give us a quick check-in for Guatemala.
Thank you, Ken. Well, we're excited. We're seeing the country's open. The economy is back and running. So we're very excited about that. We know that not every country is having the same opportunity. So we're thankful about that. And on regards of the new harvest, we had a lot of rain this past year. So we're very excited about that. Quality looks very promising. The producers on our network are excited, are eager to start harvesting. So that's always good. And we're thankful because, and I would call it a blessing, this pandemic brought growth to our company. So we have the opportunity to opened the doors to many other producers that were on a waiting list for our company. So I think that's a unique position that we are at. On regards of on the pandemic, of course, we are preparing so that pickers have the best conditions that they might have, that our teams have the best conditions. We have continued to develop our medical clinic, our dental clinic, our school system, etc., so that we could better serve our people with this new normality that we're living. So that's the status in Guatemala.
Excellent. Fabricio in Brazil?
Oh, yes. Here we are very happy that due to, of course, we could have done more, but there were, at least in the countryside of Brazil, because where we live, it's not dense populated places. We have worked together, the government to unions, to private sector, while implementing procedures to keep our co-workers and our families safe and healthy while performing the harvest. Because when the pandemic started, we were about to start one record-breaking harvest here in Brazil, and we were very concerned about whether we would be able to get to the end of this harvest. And it was good, volume-wise, quality-wise, and most important, we didn't see anyone that we know with whom we work with or our family members suffering out of the pandemic. So it's unbelievable to see that. Nobody, not the most optimistic one, would ever imagine something that took place. And now life seems like coming back to normality, and schools opening. And once we are starting our summertime, I believe, or I hope that we will not have any serious outbreak or heavier wave of contamination by COVID in the near future. So we are thankful about that.
What a blessing. That's awesome. And Don Mena in Costa Rica, and then we have a couple of questions.
Well, I think that we are seeing the positive side of COVID, and the protocols and all the discipline that Ministry of Health and ICAFE has implemented in Costa Rica for all the coffee producers enforced us at the farm level to improve the campamento conditions, the camping conditions for the pickers and our workers. I think that is positive. I think that it enforced us to improve water conditions, enforced us to improve electricity conditions. And that brings a dignity to the coffee picker and to the coffee worker. I think that it is our responsibility that if we want to produce and process and we market specialty coffee, it must start at the farm level with the conditions with our workers. I think we are being highly responsible if we market a specialty coffee and our workers are in very inhuman conditions, infrahuman conditions. So I think that pandemia helped us and enforced us as producers to improve those conditions. Secondly, also the pandemia is enforcing that pickers now have to wash their hands before entering the farms, have to wash their hands before entering to the field to pick. If they're gonna eat, they have to wash their hands before and after they eat, during lunch or coffee time. And also they have to be permanently cleaning themselves during the harvesting time. And I think that specific practice is gonna improve quality. I think the cherries are gonna come from the farm, impeccably harvested. They're gonna come from the farm cleaner, Before, the picker would do their needs, and maybe there was not those cleaning protocols that we're having today. And I think that that's going to bring better quality. At the mill level also, the workers have to be very careful on washing themselves and cleaning themselves. And in general, hand labor has been key in Costa Rica from Nicaragua and Panama. So at the beginning, the fronteras, the borders were closed, but now they are reopening. They just reopened Nicaragua. They're going to be protocols met at the borders. And I think that the harvest is going to be able to be picked. And we look forward to a beautiful harvest. Costa Rica has a bumper harvest this year, a big harvest compared to last year. So we have had beautiful rains, good shower conditions this year for the cherry to develop, for the green bean to develop into cherry. So now we just expect a good harvest again this year in Costa Rica.
That's awesome. Great report. So it must have been a great panel, because the questions we got were from Damian, for example. Hello, thanks for sharing this collaboration that you have started. I'm wondering how end consumers and roasters can become more involved in a collaboration like the one you have developed. That's a great one. And there was another question, how can we buy coffee from Common Roots? So those are two really good questions that who would like to jump in? Maybe Adrian, you could jump in and let people know how they can engage in this heart and this passion and this incredible family that we were growing together in.
Of course, and thank you, Damien, for your question. So Common Roots is a collaboration, but then there's 3 individual companies you can call, you can write, and we will definitely would like to connect with you. So I think the beauty of this is if you call San Miguel, for example, and you mention that you're looking for a specific coffee, I think the beauty of this project is that if we don't have it, we are going to introduce you to Fabricio, we're going to introduce you to Francisco, and your needs are going to be covered. So this is a collaboration that is not selfish, I would say. We are going to make sure that we cover your needs. If it's us, if it's San Coffee, if it's exclusive, but we're going to work hard to do it. You can find us on our websites, on Instagram, on Facebook. I know with the 3 companies, we have them. And we like to connect with people. So we're most surely are going to like to schedule a call with you. And I would say it's very, very simple to do business with each of our companies. And we were talking about this a couple of days ago. We might only have one condition, and that's that we like to say that we look for a triple win. We're pursuing a win-win-win situation. We need the producer to make money. Ourselves, as a service company, we are a for-profit company. And then the roaster needs to have benefits out of this business. So if those 3 things align, we are looking for long-term relationships of consistent quality coffees and a lot of great times for sure.
Well said. And with that, I just want to personally thank each of you guys. I mean, it is an absolute honor to be your friends, it's an absolute honor to do business with you. But it's more important, it's an absolute honor to be a part of a common heart and a common passion. And if there's anyone out there that says, that's what I want in coffee, this is what I want, please reach out. These men truly walk the talk. And I've personally witnessed it. And that's why Thrive is in partnership with all these people, because you guys are amazing people. And thank you so much for what you're doing in coffee. And thank you so much for being a part of my life. With that, I think we're done. We really appreciate you guys coming today. And we hope that you'll reach out to us and continue this conversation, because we are so very, very thankful for you guys. So thanks for coming.
Thank you, Ken, and thank you, everyone.
Hello, guys. Thank you. Good to spend time with you and looking very much forward to the next event.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And like we say in Costa Rica, pura vida.
Pura vida, Don Francisco. Thank you.
Yes. Pura vida.